Okay, Thomas, if you just want to have a seat in the corner there. Right here. Thomas, just so you're aware, we're being audio video recorded by the camera in the corner there, okay? It's the 28th of December 2015 at 11:56 a.m. I'm Joanne Elliott. I'm a detective constable here. I'm the officer that's in charge of this investigation. Okay. Just before I start talking to you, I know you've heard this before, but I want to read your rights and everything again, okay? Okay, so you've been arrested for murder and attempt murder. It's my duty to inform you that you have the right to retain and instruct counsel without delay. You have the right to telephone any lawyer you wish. You also have the right to free advice from a legal aid lawyer. If you're charged in an offence, you may apply to the Ontario Legal Aid Plan for assistance. Do you understand that? Mm-hmm. Okay, and I understand that you've spoken with a lawyer, is that right? And who did you speak with?
Nathan something, I don't remember the name.
Okay, all right. Okay, so you're charged with murder and attempt murder. Do you wish to say anything in answer to the charge? You're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so, but whatever you say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that caution? Okay, and if you've spoken to any police officer, to anyone with authority, or if any such person has spoken to you in connection with this case, I want it clearly understood that I do not want to influence you in making any statement. Do you understand that? Okay. So Thomas, what's your last name?
Chan.
Chan, okay, and how old are you?
19.
You're 19 years old, okay. All right, do you go to school right now?
I don't wish to answer.
You don't wish to answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Your mom has been in here. She is in here speaking with officers. She's kind of given me a little bit of a background of your life, your history. I understand that you go to Lakefield College School, so you have a pretty good education, right? You're an athlete. Do you still play rugby at all, or did you have to stop playing rugby?
I don't wish to answer right now.
Okay. The buddies that you were with last night, they've all been interviewed. Do you play sports with them?
I don't wish to answer right now.
Okay. Your sister Christina, she's in here as well. She's been in here for several hours, speaking with officers. My understanding is she's here for Christmas. Does she? I could be wrong on that. And you guys all live on Denier with Jeff. Does Jeff actually live in the house?
No.
Jeff doesn't live in the house? Where does he live then?
Um,
Like, I know he was staying there last night. Does he normally stay there?
On occasion.
On occasion. How long has he and your mom been together for?
A while. A year.
A year.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when your parents split up? I understand it was like 13 years ago. Does that sound about right?
I don't wish to answer right now.
Okay. They do live fairly close to each other, so you're able to kind of go back and forth between the two houses, which is good.
I don't wish to answer right now.
Okay. Thomas, have you ever dealt with the police before at all?
No.
No. Okay. What about your family? Like, have you ever been into the police station before? Into this police station?
No.
No. Okay. What I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to get a background on you. I mean, I've gotten a lot of information from all the people who are in this building who love you and who say that this horrible incident that happened last night is not you at all. Everything that I've been told up until now is that you're a great person. You've led a pretty good life. You've had some hard times because of your sports. And last night, unfortunately, you maybe took something that you shouldn't have, and it led to a pretty horrible incident.
I don't wish to answer right now.
How long have you been going to Lakeville College School, Thomas?
I graduated.
You graduated? Are you going to college yet, or are you considering going to college?
I'm currently in college.
Where?
St. Louis College.
St.
Lawrence.
St. Lawrence.
Kingston.
What are you going through to be?
Police Foundations.
So is it safe for me to say that what happened last night is not you? Okay, take your time.
Yeah.
Are you just home for Christmas? Yeah. When did you get home?
Hmm. 19th.
The 19th. And when are you supposed to go back?
I'm not sure. Right now. I'm not sure right now.
That's fine. That's fair. Going through a lot right now. The whole time you've been home since the 19th, have you been hanging out with your friends? Family? It's Christmas. I'm assuming you're in your first year. Is that right? Yeah, so you've just like, is your first semester done?
I don't wish to answer right now.
Who did you spend Christmas with?
I don't wish to answer right now.
Thomas, are you close to your dad?
I don't wish to answer right now. I love him.
What do you think your dad would want you to do right now? You can make any decision you want, Thomas, at all. But I want you to seriously think about what happened last night, what you think should be done for your dad, for Lynn. And I think it's time you be honest. Your dad deserves that. Your mom deserves that. And Christina, and Lynn and her kids, they all deserve for you to be honest. I'd like for you to tell me what you were doing yesterday. What were you doing with your friends? And start from there and just tell me how this happened.
Okay. I was just having a regular night with my friends, and then we made a stupid decision to do something very foolish.
Sorry, you said you do something very foolish?
Yeah, I just
What was that?
take a hallucinogenic drug,
Okay.
and everything was fine. And then, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got a God complex.
Okay.
And I've never felt like that before, and it's so stupid. So stupid. And then I thought that everyone was just turning on me. And I got scared. And then I ran to my dad's for help, in honesty.
Okay.
And then I just, no one answered the door. And then I just felt like I started hallucinating.
You started hallucinating? Okay.
Seeing close friends and family who've tried to help, their faces start to be aggressive and sinister and devilish, and I felt I felt like I was, I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like everyone was turning on me and everything like that. And I went to my dad's for help, and I wanted to get in. So I got in by any means. And then when he came out, I just hallucinated even more, and his face just and I thought he was coming after me. But he wasn't. But I thought he was at the time. Because of the stupid drug. I love him. My dad. same with Lynn. It's the hallucinations were just so strong. So stupid. Oh, I can't take it back. I would do anything to. I just thought people were turning on me, and they would never. And I know that now, and I should always know that, but the drug.
Yeah. When you got to the house and you couldn't get in, how did you get in?
Through a window.
What window? How did that happen?
Side of the window went into
Sorry.
where I broke in.
You broke in. Okay. So when you went into the house, when did you first see your dad?
I don't know. It was. I came in, lights were on, and I just remember his face just turned and devilish. Same with all my closest friends, and my mom even.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, their faces just turned devilish. Their hair started growing and turning black, and I was just so scared. They wouldn't do anything to hurt me ever. Oh no.
Do you remember what happened next? You thought he was turning on you. Do you remember what you did?
Not really.
What parts do you remember?
I know I had a knife, and from then on, it's kind of just a quick blur. It was me just acting as though I was fighting for my life. That's what it felt like.
So you thought throughout this that you were fighting for your life? Do you remember where you were in the house?
Kitchen.
Kitchen. Where'd you get the knife?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen the knife before? Do you remember anything about that knife?
Well, I just know I grabbed the closest sharp object.
To protect yourself. Because you were hallucinating. Do you remember if your dad was saying anything?
Everything was just mumbles and murmurs. And it sounded like different languages. Everything.
Do you remember hitting your dad with a knife?
No, like I remember like coming at him, but as soon as I came at him, everything just kind of blanks out, and I don't know where or how I hit him. I just remember seeing his face, and it just wasn't his face. His eyes looked like they were all black. His hair was all black and growing on end, and everything. It was. I would never do that. In my right mind, I would never do that.
And that's the key there, right? In your right mind. Because you did do it. But you were on drugs. Right?
I can't believe I did that.
I believe that. Where was Lynn when this was all going on?
I don't remember exactly. she was. She ran into the.
Take your time. What do you remember?
Remember, it's very similar to what happened with my father. The hair was black, very black, and the more scared I got, the longer the hair looked, and the darker it got. And like I said, all words sounded like not English. It sounded like chants or something. I just thought I was being chased. Everyone was being taken over by the devil. Something. I don't know how to describe it. It was.
That's a pretty good way to describe it.
Everyone was coming after me.
So did you, when you went into the house, you said you broke in? Where did you first see your dad? Was he right there? Was he sleeping? What do you remember?
I don't really remember. Honestly. I just remember getting in, and then all of a sudden, he was there. Which scared me, because I didn't see where he came from. And then all of a sudden he was in front of me, saying something. I have no idea what he was saying. And it sounded like I said, chants and devilish, and the hair.
So you grabbed a knife or a sharp object. Where were you at that point when you grabbed a sharp object?
Must have been in the kitchen then.
Do you remember being in the kitchen?
No, all I see is his face.
Okay. Do you remember where you stabbed him?
No. No. It's so hard to explain. It's bits and fragments.
Mm-hmm.
And my brain's trying to shut it out.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes me sick.
Yeah.
It's nothing like me. It's nothing like me.
I know. There's a lot of people that love you. A lot of people that love you.
I've ruined my life.
I do think your dad's story needs to be told, though. I think that we should know what happened. I know that it's kind of coming in fragments, and I understand that because you were on drugs. Do you know what it was that you took?
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Okay. When did you take them?
Hours before. But they only started peaking around then. Yes.
So hours before. Do you remember like a time?
No.
Where were you when you took them?
At my mother's house.
Okay. So were you How were you feeling after you took them for the few hours after that?
I was good. I felt good. And then, this is how this whole God complex started. I was up in my room, alone at this point, meditating. And then I read about this thing called the pineal gland.
Pineal gland?
Yeah, something like that on my phone. And then I started seeing like bright lights and everything like that. And I've read about the pineal gland before. And then I just started getting this God complex. And then everything started peaking after that. And then I remember going down into the basement. I don't remember what happened in the basement of my mom's. But then all of a sudden I thought my friends were being taken over and I wanted the lights on.
Okay.
Because I felt like it was like protecting me. And then when the lights were off, I felt like people would come after me.
Right.
Oh,
What are you thinking about right now?
I think I was trying to protect the light switch.
When?
My father's.
Okay, can you tell me more about that?
I was afraid that he was gonna get the lights, I think. I just felt this. I felt like I was acting like God, and I'm by no means religious at all.
Right.
But I felt like I was doing God's will or a spiritual thing, and he was the devil. So stupid. And I just couldn't understand him. His hair was scary. And just his face was scary. And everybody's face was scary. And like, I don't know. Everyone was just turning on me. In my head now I know that I'm sober. They weren't.
Who do you think was turning on you?
Everybody.
Who's everybody?
Literally everyone. I thought everybody was turning on me. It was just... The drug made me feel like I was... like... almost like... the second coming of Jesus or something like that. And they were the devil coming after me. That's what I felt like. That's the best way I could describe it. Which is stupid. I'm not religious.
But you were on drugs, right? And you were hallucinating. Have you ever hallucinated like that before? No.
No.
So you're in the kitchen with your dad,
Yeah.
and his hair's growing black, and his eyes are black. You can't understand what he's saying. And you're scared. Do you remember grabbing an object?
No.
You don't?
I just grabbed, I guess, the closest, nearest thing or anything. I don't know. I didn't know. I don't remember grabbing it. It's such a dark time. It's hard to piece it all together.
Do you remember when you first started attacking your dad? Was he attacking you? Was he trying to stop you?
I thought he was going for the light switch. And I was afraid that he was going to turn it off. and then come after me, I think. Because I remember being afraid of the dark and being around people in the dark. Because in the dark, they would grab, and the devil was just so real to me.
How did you stop him?
I guess I stabbed him. I don't remember stabbing him. I just remember going towards him, and then from then on, it's just kind of like...
So you remember going towards him. Where was he when you were going towards him?
He
Or was he
was...
standing? Or was he sitting? Was he lying down?
I don't know. He I remember when it all happened. It was first. It was. I don't wish to answer. I don't know. I don't wish to answer. I just don't know.
You know what? I don't want you to tell me anything that you don't know.
I don't
I just
know.
want you to be honest for your dad. Honest. I don't want you to make anything up.
I don't know what really happened. I just remember being afraid of the dark, feeling that the devil was very real, and I was like, this whole God, and like I was trying to do something, and just, I don't know. And I don't want to say anything because I'm not in the right state of mind right now. It's just, I don't know.
Do you know where Lynn was when you got there? If she was sleeping? I don't know if Lynn lives there, does she?
She's there most nights, yes. I love Lynn too. She's been there my whole life.
I was going to say, I understand that you have known her forever. She's always worked with your dad, is that right?
Yeah.
How long ago did they actually get together, though?
I don't know. But it's just kind of...
Did you mean to hurt Lynn?
No. I don't know. I don't know if I meant to hurt any of them. I don't know. I don't wish to answer because I don't know. I was just scared. I was hallucinating. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, in your mind, like, do you want to hurt Lynn?
No.
Are you remorseful that you hurt Lynn?
Yes. Yes.
Do you love her? So
yes.
if you hadn't done drugs last night...
Would this have happened?
Yes.
No. I'm a good person.
Mm-hmm. I know you are.
Not anymore.
But you are. Last night, yes, it has changed things.
Everything.
Yeah. But you still are who you are. You've got a family who loves you so much. You've got a bunch of buddies that you've obviously known for a long time, been through a lot with, that have been here talking to officers. They've been very honest about what they did last night. The fact that you guys did drugs and it was a terrible decision, and that you just weren't acting like yourself. They've talked about the fact that you came down and you were talking about God, and that's not you.
No.
And then you went to your dad's house and stabbed your dad. And you love your dad, and that's normally where you go to get help, or if you're upset, he's the one you turn to. Is that right?
When I'm upset at my mom or anything, when I'm upset at my mom or anything, I turn to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you always been close to your dad?
Like, he was always busy with work when I was younger.
Right.
A doctor,
Mhm.
right? And it only starts slowing down when you start becoming a senior doctor.
Right.
So I would like to say he's always been there for me.
Yeah.
But he's only really had the time now.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. Do you remember Lynn coming out to the kitchen?
Like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know where she was when she was injured, when police got there, and when the ambulance got there. I just don't know if it happened where she was or if it happened in another part of the house. And I was hoping that you'd be able to tell me where that happened.
I don't know, because my mind's blocked out. Like, I've blocked out after, I guess, I came with my dad.
You sorry?
I blocked it out after, like, my dad was approaching me and I was by the light and I felt threatened.
Mm-hmm.
And then I acted how I at the time felt was what I needed to do for my own safety, which doesn't make sense. And
It doesn't make sense sober, but when you're hallucinating, I'm sure it made total sense. Like right now, we can sit here and say, yeah, that makes no sense. But what you went through last night, you were hallucinating. You legitimately felt like he was threatening you. What did you, or do you even know what you thought he was going to do to you?
I thought that he was the devil and like everybody was being taken over by the devil. 'Cause everybody I saw would fluctuate between like black hair and sinister. And then I just wanted to feel safe, and I didn't feel safe anywhere, and I don't know. I was hallucinating, and I blocked out the points that I don't want to visit.
Did you block out the points you want to visit, or do you not want to talk about them because they're horrible things that you don't want to think about?
I can't distinguish between the two right now.
You said that you saw Lynn's face as well. You saw her face, her hair went black too.
That's all I know. That's all I see was Lynn's face, and black eyes, black hair, same thing, and just not English, mumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I acted for my own safety, the way I felt. That's what I don't know. I'm not a violent person.
I know.
I've never even been in a fight.
In your dad's house, you've obviously been there before, many times, I'm sure. When you walk in the front door,
Can you tell me, like, where things happened?
I was hoping you could tell me where things happened.
I just know that things were in the kitchen, and then from being in the kitchen, all I see is faces. That's it. But
Whose face is in the kitchen?
my dad, and then after I see my dad's face, I see Lynn's face, but I don't know. I want to say it was in the kitchen, but I don't know. All I see is her face.
Okay.
And it was black eyes, black hair, devilish. Saying, I don't know what she was saying or what she was doing. I just see her face and muttering non-English. I felt devilish, and I acted. I don't know where it happened.
You don't know where it happened with Lynn or your dad?
Last I remember was being in the kitchen with my dad. And then all I see is scary faces. That's what I last remember. And then after that, I remember being by the front door praying in the light, which I never do. Why? I'm not religious. Why did I think it? I don't know. I'm almost as curious as you.
Can you describe to me like kind of the layout of your dad's house? I haven't been there.
Yeah.
I have kind of an idea in my head of what the layout is, like where the kitchen is to the door, but can I get you to say you're walking through the front door?
Okay, well this is my dad's house.
Yes, your dad's house.
You walk in the front door, and you walk straight, and then it's the kitchen. Just straight all the way through, and there's just living space there. And then you take a right, and you take a right again, and there's a bathroom right there, and my sister's room, and then my room, and then my dad's room. And then, so it's like this, and then there's the hallway, and there's this, and then, sorry.
No, that's okay. Take your time.
Like,
Your
I
hands
know-
are sore too, so.
Yeah. Okay. This is layout. It's front door here.
Yeah,
Hallway leading all the way into the kitchen.
right?
Straight. And then this area here is like a living space. So
And is that
it's
to your left,
to the left.
past like the front entrance?
Yeah.
Living space?
So it's like a hallway, and then it opens up just to your left.
Okay, and what's in that room
Living
there?
space.
What's in the living space?
It's just TV and couches and all that.
So that's where you'd actually go to watch TV, or where your
Yeah.
dad and Lynn would?
And then when you're walking in the front door, there's another door to your right to the garage, and then after that there's a door to downstairs.
Right?
And then
So if you're walking, you're looking to your right, then what do you come to past the door to go downstairs?
a hallway down that way. Just a small hallway. And there's another small hallway. And my dad's room is just that way. My room is here. My sister's room is here. And the bathroom is here. That's the layout.
So where's your dad's bedroom in the house? How do you get to your dad's bedroom? Is it off the kitchen? Is it off the living room? Is it off the hallway?
So what you do is you come there. Here's the kitchen, and then down this way, and then down, just down a little bit that way, and it's like right there.
So
So
down
it's relatively
hallway?
close. Yeah.
Okay. So is his bedroom at the back of the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was Lynn in the bedroom?
What do you remember about that?
I don't. I don't. I don't. I just remember faces. And I'm being serious. I never would have gone after her for no reason.
Do you think she hurt you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just remember faces and acting on instinct. At least what I thought was instinct.
At the time it was. Right?
It was just a fight or flight type thing.
And you know that Lynn is alive, right?
Yeah. I assumed I'm being charged with murder and attempted.
Right. Right. You saw her face. Is there anything that you remember about her face that would remind you of where she was? Anything around her head? Anything? If you saw her face, was the light on? I know you were worried about the light.
I don't know. I just saw her face and black eyes and dark hair. And that's all I could focus on.
Did you know it was her right away?
I knew who people were. I just thought they were being taken over by the devil. I thought they were coming after me, and it's just so stupid because they wouldn't.
You know that now that you're sober.
Yeah.
Was there anybody else in the house?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen anybody else in there?
No. Was there someone else in there?
To my knowledge, no. I'm being honest with you. To my knowledge, there wasn't anybody in the house. But if there was, I was just hoping that you would tell me.
I don't know what happened. I've given you all the information that I can remember. I don't know how reliable it is. I've given you what I've tried to put together.
If there's anything I can tell you, it's that I appreciate you telling me the truth. I do. I really do. It says a lot about you. Not about the you last night that was on drugs, who you actually are.
I've done what I've done, and even though I wasn't in my right mind, I'm ready to take what's gonna happen. I just want people to know that that's not me. That's not me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so sorry. And I don't know how it really went down. And it could have been anyone. It could have been anyone, I'm sure.
What do you mean by that?
I was threatened by everyone. Everyone who I was around. I just felt threatened by them. And they were just coming after me.
Right.
Though I'm sure they were just trying to help me. But at the time, it just felt like they were coming after me because they were working with the devil, and I don't know. what I was thinking. It was stupid. I felt like I was like the second coming of God or Jesus, and it was, I'm not religious, I'm not religious, I'm not religious, I'm not religious, I'm not religious. I can't take it back. I wish I could. I wish my dad was still alive. Well, it's okay. I don't wish for my family to ever forget me. I don't deserve it.
You don't deserve for them to forgive you?
Bro, I killed Dad. Who does that?
So I'm just gonna go back, maybe like 24 hours before this happened. Can you just kind of tell me what you did? You know, like, where did you sleep 2 nights ago? What did you get up and do? At what point did you get together with your friends?
I was normal. I was doing everything normal. And then all of a sudden I had a bad trip and it just went worse, worse, and worse, and worse, and worse, and worse, worse, and worst thing possible happened.
So where did you sleep over 2 nights ago? So last night was when this happened. The night before that, where did you sleep? Did you sleep at your mom's or your dad's or somewhere else?
My mom's.
At your
I
mom's.
slept at my mom's, yeah.
Do you remember who slept there that night?
My friends, I think. I think so, yeah.
Who out of your friends stayed there?
So the night before this happened,
Mm-hmm.
Who stayed over there? I think. I know Nick was there.
Nick was there?
And Dylan was there.
What's Nick's last name?
Nemechek.
Nemenchek?
Nemechek.
Okay.
And Dylan was there.
What's Dylan's last name?
Purvis.
Okay. And who else?
I don't know if Dan was there. I don't think Dan was there. No, he wasn't. He had left earlier in the night.
What's Dan's last name?
Saradnik.
Saradnik? Okay. Anybody else there 2 nights ago?
No.
So some of your friends stayed overnight, like actually slept there? Okay, when did you guys wake up?
I woke up at 10 o'clock and started reading my book.
What book are you reading?
Ever heard of books called Freakonomics? Super
Freakonomics, I have heard, yeah.
Good books. I'm reading the third one. It's called Think Like a Freak.
Okay.
Yeah, really good book if you want to read it.
Yeah, I might.
Anyways, so yeah, I just read the book and I woke them up at 11 after I read a couple chapters.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a normal day. It was just so normal. Everything was so normal, and I never would have seen this coming. I don't think anyone would have.
So when your buddies got up at 11, what did you guys do?
What did we do?
Mm-hmm.
They went off, did their thing, met up with another friend. I didn't go with them. I stayed, waited for Soren to get to my house.
Soren?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know Soren? Is he another buddy that you went to school with?
Really good buddy. He lived with me in grade 11.
Mm.
Yeah, we were like brothers.
Mm-hmm.
We're all like brothers.
Right. What time did Soren get there?
I don't exactly remember the exact time, but it was later in the afternoon.
Right. And what did you and Soren do?
Just, we hung out and then we went shopping with my sister.
Christina? So where did you and Soren...
And Nick came back, yeah.
Nick came back. Did Nick go shopping with you guys too?
Nick came over with us, yeah.
Okay. Were you close with Christina?
Very very close. I love my sister.
Yeah. Where'd you guys go shopping?
Plush, Flavor, and went to the mall. Saw my mom. All that stuff, yeah.
Right, your mom works in the mall.
Yeah.
Right. So did you go see her at work?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I always do.
Yeah. What time did you guys go to the mall at?
Close to close.
I know. So yesterday was Sunday.
Yeah, it was probably about close to 5-ish.
And then where'd you guys go from there?
Went back to mine. We went back to my place. We had beer. We went to St. Louis and watched the end of the Leafs game.
Right.
And then we got back. We took shrooms, and I remember bits and pieces of the shroom trip,
Right.
but I've never hallucinated like that ever. It's never been that strong, and it's bits and like earlier in that night I remember having like a huge growing up moment and just an epiphany. And then when I got upstairs and started meditating, and then I really started to hallucinate.
Right.
That's when I don't really start to, that's when I start to lose like the solid stream of things.
Right.
When I really hit the peak and started really hallucinating.
Right. What time did you go to St. Louis Wing? I'm sorry. Was it St. Louis Wing? I know you said St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis, just up on what is it, Lansdowne?
Lansdowne Street, right? Okay.
Yeah, we just went there. And
I'm not sure what time the Leafs played out last night. What time were you there until?
We probably just right up until the end of the game.
Do you know what time?
No, not really.
What time they start? Like, did they play at 7 last night? Or?
I don't know. We could look that up. So
Yeah.
it's like that's okay.
I'm sure someone around here would know when the Leafs played.
Yeah. So yeah, and then after that we got back, and then we decided to we'd take some shrooms.
Whose idea was that?
I don't remember. I think it was like a combined idea, really.
How much did you drink at St. Louis Wing? I know that you said that you had a drink before you went there. Did you drink much there?
I had one beer at home, or one or two beers when I was at home.
What kind?
What kind?
Mm-hmm.
It was either Bud or Coors.
Okay.
So those were the 2 beers we had there.
Right.
And then we got to St. Louis, and then I got a pint of Stella.
Okay.
And then came back, and then got the shrooms.
Where'd you get them from?
I'm not really sure. I didn't go with them. I stayed.
Oh, you didn't go to get them?
I stayed at home while they went and got them.
Who all went to get them?
Sworn and Dylan.
Okay. So you don't know where they went? Okay. How long were they gone?
15, 20 minutes maybe. If that.
And did they drive or walk?
I don't know. I was in the house.
Okay. Who'd you stay at the house with?
Nemi and Dan. Nick Nemchek and Dan Stradnick.
Okay. Was there anybody else that was at the house with you?
My mother, Jeff, and my sister were upstairs watching a movie or something, yeah.
Whose, and I believe the name's Laura or Lori. Do you know somebody by that name?
Yeah, Laura. I do remember in the police car, all that.
Right.
I was just saying anything to get out of the police car because I thought that this is where it starts to get crazy, because like this is where I started like coming down a little bit
Okay.
off the shrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where like I'm still tripping
Right.
like pretty heavily, but I can remember things. I don't remember how I got in the police car.
Okay.
I remember then I was in the police car, and then I closed my eyes,
Okay.
and I felt jostling and all this, and I was meditating again,
Mm-hmm.
which I think that's like where I went wrong, when I really started to
Right.
get into my head and like really let things run.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I was in the dark, and I would just sit there and feel some jostling. And then when I got here, I thought that everything was white, and I thought I was in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I literally, was music playing when I was here? Is there music in?
There could have been music playing in the vehicles. I mean, they have
I don't
radios.
know. Oh, I heard like gospel choir music, so I really emphasized like
Right.
the feeling of being in heaven.
Right.
And then the officers were saying, you'll know when you're able to get out. So I was like, oh, I'll know. So I'll know. And then their faces were also changing
Okay.
between normal and friendly, and like dark, and I remember their faces would get veiny, and I would depending on like what I said to them, their faces would become more normal, and that's why I started saying all the random stuff, because I just wanted their faces to become normal again.
What kind of random stuff were you saying?
I was like saying names of people who, and like what I thought they wanted to hear.
What you thought who wanted to hear?
The officers
What did
to
you?
let me out of the
Okay.
car.
What did you think they wanted to hear?
Like, what they wanted to hear was anything. I don't know what they wanted to hear, so I was really testing out anything.
Right. Do you remember what kind of things you're saying?
Yeah, I remember what I said.
What'd you say?
I remember Laura, who is she, my love? I said that. And I was just testing out things to say, because I wanted to get out of the car and be in heaven,
Yeah.
because I thought that I had escaped from the devil, and I was in a bright white place, hearing like this like, oh, gospel-y music like that.
Right.
And I thought I was just, and they were saying, you'll know when you're ready to come out. And I was like, oh, so I'll know. So I just would sit in there, eyes closed every now and then, saying whatever they want me to say. And I was just,
Did you feel better when you got here? 'Cause you
yes,
thought you were in heaven?
yes, I felt safe when I got here.
Yeah. Do you remember leaving your mom's house to go to your dad's house?
I remember they're all, my mom and my sister, I remember seeing their faces, and they changed too. All I remember when my serious trip, what really I really see is just faces. Everything else is kind of just, yeah, but I just see scary faces of my friends and family, and that's what sticks in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And when they would get, they would become more sinister, their faces would be, as I said, like veiny, and they'd get fat.
Does that happen with your mom as well?
Yes, and her hair was very, very, very black, and it started getting long and long, and then she just kept coming towards me and towards me.
Your mom did?
Yeah, trying to help me, and I know that now.
Right.
But it just made me scared, and I just remember their faces, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know for sure obviously, but I'm pretty sure I called somebody the devil.
Okay.
And then I got scared and ran to my dad's because I thought that he would have helped me. And then I got there, and then his face was changing too, and everyone's face was changing.
Do you remember being on the driveway of your mom's house?
No.
And arguing with anybody?
I remember, because I thought my mom was the devil at first,
Right.
and my sister was the devil, like my family was the devil. And then I remember seeing Soren's face,
Right.
but I don't know what happened. I think did we get an altercation?
It's my understanding, yes. Yeah. He's okay.
Okay.
He's okay. All right. Yeah.
It could have been anyone. It could have been anyone. It's not. It was just so dangerous.
Could it have been your mom?
It could have been anyone. It wasn't by preference. It was just me trying to get away from this devil that I thought. And I thought that it was taking over people.
Do you remember Jeff's car? Do you remember Jeff in his car and everybody else in Jeff's car?
I think that's how they got there.
Jeff's car has 2 broken windows.
2 broken windows?
Mm-hmm. Do you remember doing anything to Jeff's car?
No.
Okay.
I must have thought like they were working with the devil, or I don't know. I don't want you to guess. I don't want to say. Yeah. I don't want to guess.
No.
And I don't want you to.
I was wondering if you remembered.
No,
that.
I don't. I
Okay.
don't.
So you don't remember Jeff's vehicle at all?
No.
Okay. Do you remember Jeff at all?
Like, kind of.
What do you
Is
remember?
is he okay?
He's okay. Everybody else is okay. All right. Everybody else is okay.
I don't remember. I just remember faces and stuff like that, and bits and pieces. And I just remember being so scared, and then realizing that I couldn't do anything but fight. And I went to my dad's for help, and he started changing too. And I just remember faces where it's so scary, and hair and eyes black and everything. I can't take back what I did. Like, I don't know. And I'm in such deep shit, but
You should have been man enough to own up to it, though.
yeah.
Thank your dad and then deserve that. And your mom.
Yeah.
And your sister. And all your buddies. And Jeff.
I hate myself for what I did, even though I wasn't in my right mind. But that's gotta come from somewhere, right? I can't be right. That can't be right. That shouldn't be right. The drugs and everything were just...
Have you ever thought about killing your dad?
Never, no. I've never thought about killing anyone.
So you're saying that you did not set out to go to your dad's house to kill him?
No, I would never do that. I set out to my dad's house to be safe, because I thought my mom and sister and everyone was turning against me. I went there to be safe, and then I felt like he was turning on me too, and his face, and then I don't know. It could have been anyone. I wasn't setting out to do anything. I just wanted to be safe, and I did what I thought I needed to do to be safe. And I blame it solely on hallucinations and this firm belief in religion, where I got that out of nowhere, really, and this thing, meditation, and the meditation let me explore my head, and my head just ran off in ridiculous ways, and I felt like, I don't know how to describe it. And then when the trips are getting really bad, it's just faces and flashes and glimpses and things, and I don't.
Do you have any glimpse of what you did to Lynn? Anything at all that would help us?
No, not really. I just remember her face, and it being very, 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 very sinister to me. And
when you say sinister, what do you mean? Like, what's your description of a sinister face?
Like what I was, like, how I was saying, that like with the police officers, how their faces would get all like veiny, and their hair would start turning dark, dark, dark. Even though even if they have blonde hair, their hair would start turning dark, dark, dark.
Right.
And like I said, their faces would get fat too, kind of. It would be like fat face, and then veiny, and eyes black, and hair would, it looked like it was growing in black. So stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't feel any of this.
What are your injuries? You've got your hands
Big
there.
laceration right there.
Yeah.
I'm missing a lot of skin right here.
That's your
Pinky.
right pinky. Are you right-handed?
Left pinky, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm right-handed.
You're right-handed.
And I haven't seen this one actually.
Wow, okay. Good cut.
That hurts.
Wow, yeah.
I haven't even seen the one on my back.
Do you remember how you got out of those?
I didn't feel any of it. I don't know. I do not know.
But you're saying you went through a window as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's from the window.
Okay. So you said you went through the window. Does the window open, or did you break it?
I definitely broke it because it doesn't open.
Right. Okay, it's one of those sealed ones?
Yes. I was just so scared, and I wanted to get into the house, and I thought that I was going to be safe in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess what parent's not going to be pissed off with a kid coming through a window, right? Their kid coming through a window.
Yeah.
So that negative aura, I guess, him coming at me, being like,
Right.
whatever, kicked off the unsafe feeling in me, and from then on, all I see is faces.
I can understand why. I mean, you probably got woken up out of a sleep, right?
Probably looked
Somebody
pretty scary
smashed
too.
it. You what?
Probably looked pretty scary if I was sober too, just waking up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he knew you very, very well, so he would know that wasn't you.
He must have known something was not okay.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Of course he would, right? Yeah. At least the rest of your family can take some solace in the fact that you didn't plan on doing this.
No, never. I would never. I literally went there for comfort reasons. And I probably seriously hurt Lynn.
Yeah, she is seriously hurt.
That's tough.
Is there anything else you can remember?
I told you I remember. If I told you anymore, I'd be making stuff up from fragments.
Right. You said something earlier about hallucinating, and this isn't like it's ever been, if I'm remembering what you said correctly.
I've taken shrooms before.
You have?
And it has never been like this.
How many times have you taken them?
Like once or twice, yeah. And every other time it's been like a life-changing thing for me. Like before that I was smoking weed like every single day.
When was that?
Like all last year, I probably smoked weed every single day for like a year and a half, and it was seriously debilitating me.
Right.
And then I took shrooms. And after that, I totally saw that like I don't need to do this, and I saw it as like a life-changing, finding myself thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just turned on me this time.
Right. When was the last time before this time you took them?
I don't know. I don't remember the exact day. It was at school.
In college?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the last 4 months anyway, since September.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, I know I mentioned this early on, but you have been athletic by the sound of things your whole life. Is that right? You played rugby.
Lots of concussions.
Lots of concussions.
Lots of concussions. Mental illnesses.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It's just chemical imbalance in my brain, causing depression.
When did that all start?
Probably grade 11. Grade 11 was when I had my last concussion that sent me over the edge. I had a chemical imbalance, and I went through some serious depression, had suicidal thoughts and all that. Saw a counselor for a while. Counselor helped, but it didn't at the same time. Because counselors, if you're a smart enough person, you start saying stuff that you know they want you to hear. They want to hear. And you don't really know if you're okay after that,
Right.
or if you're just putting on a face. So I don't really know if I was okay after that. But then this year I started feeling anxiety and depression at school. But the weeks leading up to coming home, I started feeling a lot better, and I stopped smoking weed, and I did all this great things, and I had a whole new drive, and then this happened. The worst possible thing happened.
So you were feeling better in the last few weeks, in the weeks
Yeah.
leading up to the
And
19th when you came
Yeah,
home.
and anyone can tell you that, and anyone could have seen it.
Yeah. Would your mom and sister be able to say that? Yeah. Were you excited to come home for Christmas?
Yeah, I love my family. I love seeing them.
I'm just going to leave the room for a minute, okay? And I'll be back. I'll be back in a minute. I may have some more questions, okay? All right. Sorry about that. Is your finger bleeding a little bit? Yeah, under the Band-Aid. Did you get any stitches or anything in your finger too?
Couldn't. It's just, I couldn't. It's not just skin.
Oh, skin cut off, yeah. Okay, so I just have a few more questions for you, okay? The first one, Lynn, do you remember, I know that your memory is a little distorted, well, a lot distorted, but do you remember her talking to anybody, or maybe being on the phone? Do you remember anything like that? You said that you remember her mumbling.
No, all I heard was gibberish. Like what I thought was like satanic mumbling or whatever. I thought what everybody was saying pretty much was just satanic mumbling.
Right.
And no, like I said, faces. That's all I really see, and like flashes of things. But like, I guess I don't remember anything between the attacks. I remember kitchen, faces, and then being out at the front praying.
In your dad's hallway? Do you remember anybody coming to the door?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember how I got in the police car, that's why.
Right. You don't remember anything about that? About going in the police car?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you remember where you left the knife? Or if there was more than one knife?
I don't know.
Do you remember what the knife looked like?
No. I don't.
Okay.
No.
Do you remember if you took the knife with you?
No.
Or if it
I
was
just remember praying at the front, and like I actually remember at one point being so scared and it wanting to end, and I contemplated killing myself. But I didn't, obviously. And I don't know if I had a knife on me. I just remember praying and like talking to God and just thinking that I was doing what He wanted. I don't know. And then I in the police car. Next thing I know, being jostled around, seeing like flashes of lights, which I'm guessing are the police lights probably or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then next time I really open my eyes, I'm here in a bright white area with that, and I start coming down a little bit from the trip.
At what point did you realize that you'd killed your dad?
I don't know. Like, it's really just starting to sink in now.
Right. In your dad's living room, I understand that there's video cameras of some sort. Does your dad have video surveillance at his house?
Yeah, he does.
Where does that record, or does it record?
I don't know if it records. It might just be a live feed.
Why does he have it?
Why does he have it?
Yeah.
He's a techie.
Is he?
Very big techie, yeah.
Oh, okay. So he just liked it.
He's one of them that he would like to talk to his cat.
Right.
Yeah. I should remember being scared of the cat. Oh, I was scared by cats and comforted by dogs.
Last night, you were scared by cats and comforted by dogs.
I just remember that feeling. I don't know exactly like what that means or anything. I just remember that feeling of being comforted by dogs and scared by cats.
Does your dad have a cat or a dog?
Yeah, he's a cat.
Do you remember if you saw the cat? No.
I don't know. I just remember being scared by cats, so I'm assuming I saw her at some point.
Right. And you remember nothing else?
I told you I remember.
Okay. Thank you for being honest with me. I mean, for what it's worth. I'm sure your dad would be happy that you told the truth.
I don't care if it gets me in more trouble or not. I did what I did, and I can't do anything about it. And whether I just don't want to. That's never should happen. That should never happen.
Yeah, I agree. It should did.
It shouldn't happen.
Sure.
And I don't know why I all of a sudden started believing in God. And being all spiritual and shit. I don't know.
If your dad could be here right now, what would you say?
I love you. I love. I would never do anything to her. All I did was want to make him proud. Because I knew my mom was always there for me. And I knew he was always there for me. But I always just wanted to make him proud. Because he was never there when I was young. And I never really had that father figure growing up. And he always just started being there when he was a senior doctor. And I just wanted to make him proud. I love him. My dad is my only dad. I'll only ever have one. And I don't have one anymore. I don't have a dad anymore. It's because of me too. That's so hard. That's so hard. My sister doesn't have a dad because of me. I don't...
What about Land? What would you say to Land?
Oh, I am so sorry. I would never do anything to her, ever. Oh, I hope she's okay.
I hope so too. I hope you had the chance to say that to her.
Is she gonna be okay?
I hope so. She's in the hospital, so she's where she needs to be, right? I don't have any more questions. Okay. So it's 13:29, so 1:29, and we'll go back to the cell, okay? Okay.
Go ahead. Do you think I could have a blanket for there?
I'll ask. Yeah, as soon as we go out there, I'll ask.